What's up, you guys? I'm honestly kind of nervous to film this video. I was debating on even filming this. Who knows if I'll even upload this after I film it, because it's a lot. I've taken the time to really think about everything before making this because I wanted to fully process everything and not come at it from an emotional or angry state. And I feel like I have really done that. I've taken the time, I've thought about everything, and I still feel like it is right for me to make this video. There's probably going to be a lot of people that are mad about this, and then there's going to be other people that are going to appreciate it. But the amount of people that have reached out to me during this process and just told me that they were either in a similar situation or they've dealt with like almost this exact situation has made me feel like it's important for me to stand up for myself. I honestly was really embarrassed that any of this was on the internet to begin with, because I do run a brand, and as a person that runs a brand, I never want anything that I say to fall back on the girls that work with me. I think it's embarrassing, and I don't like to cultivate that type of environment with my following. I like to keep things pretty light, pretty funny, and very positive. But somebody actually said to me on Threads that standing up for yourself is not embarrassing. The person that did this should be embarrassed, and that really changed my mindset, and I really did appreciate that. It made me think, like, why am I staying silent? And so many people have been silenced, and to be honest, I see why, because it's really scary. A lot of people have made posts about me. A lot of people have posted subliminals on their stories that are very clearly directed at me, about me being a mean girl, about me being a bully, and that's why I'm making this video, because I'm not okay with that narrative going forward. I do understand that I can't change everybody's perception of me, and that's on you, baby. Like, I cannot sit here and micromanage and make sure everybody thinks I'm a good or kind person. That's not my job, and I don't want to do that. But what I do want is to tell my truth and my side of the story, so that's what we're gonna do today. I also want to very, very clearly say that I'm not speaking for anybody else when I'm talking. Like, I am only speaking on my experience. Every single thing that I'm going to be talking about is what I've experienced. I do not want to discredit anybody else and their story or their journey. I don't want to, curate an environment of bullying. I don't want to cause any more harm than has already been done, especially to people who have been affected by this like I have. With that being said, those people and their stories are theirs to tell, and if they choose to tell it, that's 100% amazing, and I will support them in that. But until then, it's not right for me to say anyone else's piece but mine. So let's get started, you guys. I made an entire notes app. I'm going to be referencing my notes during this because, to be honest with you, it's been a long time coming. There's been a lot that has happened, and I want to make sure that I am staying with the facts and with things that have happened to myself directly. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna be referencing those notes on my phone, and I will be posting screenshots of things along the way as we go. I want to start at the very beginning of this whole journey, which was August 18th of 2022, when I got reached out to by a brand owner who asked me to be an ambassador for her brand. I will post the screenshots of that conversation here. I was really excited. I did love the products. I loved this brand, and I had just left another brand, so it was exciting for me that people were seeing my art and they were recognizing me and wanting me to work with them. I mean, I think any creator knows how exciting that is, and also just like being involved in a group of like-minded people is something that I was really, really looking forward to. So I jumped on that opportunity, and I could not wait to get started. Sorry, by the way, you guys. We have company over outside, so that's why if you hear any background noise, that's what's going on. So January, which is the following year, so I had been working for maybe like 6 months, from August of 2022 till like around January. I started noticing that I was getting a little bit of special treatment. Like I said, I took this as a compliment. My bad. I thought, I'm really good at my job. I must be bringing in great sales. It's kind of like any other job. Like, if you're doing well, your boss likes you, that type of vibe. That's what I took it as. Basically, I was getting told if I fall behind on months with the post requirements that it's okay, because I'm really talented and you know, so that's like not going to be an issue. Mind you, I was not going to fall behind on post requirements. I like to uphold my end of deals, so that wasn't a problem. Farther into the future, everything's proceeding as normal. I'm creating content for this brand. I got offered an opportunity to start working a little bit more closely with the brand and creating paid opportunities, like paid videos, content for the brand. So I was really excited about that. My goal was to be a content creator in all this, so I couldn't wait. I was like, awesome, like my talents are shining through. I feel like I'm being recognized. Like this is all really exciting, right? You can see the brand saying like that she's paying, the brand owner saying that she's paying a few artists for content, let me know my rates, blah blah blah. So I went ahead and told her the rates that I was charging, and we proceeded with me doing a few posts per month. So these would be like paid bonus opportunities. I want you to keep that term in mind because it's used later on. So I know this is like not all the juicy nitty gritty stuff, but I feel like it's really important for you guys to see a full timeline of events. So that's why we're going through all of this. In April in 2023, I moved my studio home. I have a YouTube video about that as well, so you guys probably know about that, and I made several posts on social media about it. I was really excited. I moved all of my stuff to my house and I started creating content full time. This was with this brand and then another brand. Actually, there were two other brands. One of them I was only doing maybe 1 or 2 posts per month, and then the other brand a few posts per month. I reached out to the brand owner and I basically let her know that because I'd be moving my content space home and not having a studio, and I'd be taking less clients, I'd have a lot more room and time to create content. If she had any extra paid bonus opportunities, I wanted her to know that I was available to do them. So basically she let me know, yes, that's awesome, congratulations, like maybe we could come up with a rate monthly for a certain amount of videos. And basically that's kind of what we started doing. But within a couple of, I think it was like maybe like less than a week after that, maybe a couple days after that, she let me know that they were having issues. This brand was having issues with another brand that I was working with. So her and her other partner had communicated about it, and they let me know that they would be willing to pay me whatever the other brand was paying me to leave that brand and work with them. That was like music to my ears. I was really excited about it because I already loved working with this brand, and it would be a little bit easier for me to organize and schedule posts and do all of those things with one brand versus like a whole plethora of brands. I should have known, don't put all your eggs in one basket, but needless to say, at the time, full transparency, I was freaking excited about this. I couldn't wait to do it. So I was like, amazing, yeah, like I'll literally let them know right now that I'll dip out. Like, that's awesome, I would love to do it. Basically, she says, I would never screw you over. We can work something out where you are our full-time content creator. So now we are going from me doing paid bonus opportunities to becoming a full-time content creator. I really, really want you guys to remember this, right? I'll literally put the screenshot on the screen. Full-time content creator, those were her words, okay? I'm doing full-time content creation at this point, right? So I'm freaking stoked. Like, I'm so excited for this opportunity, and I'm like, this, I remember telling my boyfriend, like, it's all working out, like everything's gonna work out. Like, I was so nervous to move my stuff home, and now like my hard work is paying off. Like, this is amazing, right? She even started to offer to sponsor classes. Like, I had done one-on-one classes like a lot of my career. I've been doing trainings and things like that, so she had offered to sponsor my classes, but she made it abundantly clear we're allowed to work with other brands. But here I kind of felt, in my opinion, that I was being rewarded for not actually taking that opportunity to work with other brands, right? To me, this felt a little bit like a red flag, because it feels like I can't actually take this person's word at face value, because you're telling me one thing, but then you're actually showing me that that it's not truly okay, if that makes sense. So remember, I've even been offered like a full-time content creation position with her in order to leave another brand that I was working with. So this is kind of like 2 times in a row already that like ding 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 has gone off in my brain, showing me like, maybe she doesn't actually enjoy that I'm working with other brands, right? Because she's paid me to leave this brand, and now at this point she says this. I appreciate you being a loyal promoter for the brand. Lately, I've seen a few of my affiliates using and promoting other brushes, and although I don't have requirements, it really made me appreciate the people that only go hard for the brand. The people that go hard for the brand only, my correction. I'm always watching that kind of stuff, and that's why others will always get more opportunities than some. That stood out to me. I'm always watching that kind of stuff. That's why some will always get more opportunities than some. Okay, so noted. In my brain, I'm noticing, so you will technically not get opportunities from this person, her words, or as many opportunities if you're actually following the rules, quote unquote, that she told you. You instead should be reading in between the lines of what she actually wants, right? That's like a little manipulative, in my opinion. Me still being excited about it, I'm like, that would be amazing. But I'm making a mental note, baby, because I'm not going to be caught up, right? And I also wanted to include this here, that she was letting me know that I've been doing an amazing job, because throughout my entire position with this brand, I continue to do my work on time. I continue to do it to the best of my ability, and I continue to be extremely communicative about my deadlines, if I was falling behind, anything that was going on, if I was uploading something into the Google Drive, which is where we would share our content, I would let this person know. So I feel like that's really important to note and just keep in mind throughout the way, because it's not like I was slacking or there's any other reasons why things transpired the way they did. Now we're in July 22nd of 2023. Me and this person, I want to mention, like, we were getting close. We had worked closely together. We had communicated a lot throughout this time. Naturally, you start to build a relationship. So I feel like this person maybe got comfortable opening up to me about things, but in a way that I felt was not appropriate. She would say things like in the group chat, this is really important to note. She would say things like, I want to make it clear, please keep any negative posts off social media. This was surrounding a controversy that had already happened with another creator. I'm not going to go into that because that is not my business to speak on, and it's not my experience. She said, I want to make it clear, guys, please keep any negative posts off social media. Let's try to be positive, and if there's something you want to discuss here, that's cool. Speaking of the group chat, discuss here. But even then, let's not talk badly about anyone. There are opinions and thoughts that should be left off of social media. At the end of the day, this is your business, and business and offensive opinions do not go well together. These are her words and her advice to us, right? Following that, I want to mention that was on July 16th of 2023. July 22nd, so what, a week later, she then lets me know, I don't know if you know this, but blank told me a while ago she's coming out with brushes. I'm happy for her, and she's gonna start doing her own thing soon. But yesterday she told me they're the same as mine, ... and she's still going to release them, lol. I guess they are a little different because hers don't have a logo or something, she said, and she didn't get the blue one, but still, it's gonna be interesting. That really confused me because I didn't understand what was interesting about it. I also didn't really understand her coming to me telling me about someone else's business that doesn't involve me at all. Mind you, me and her were not that close. Like, this isn't something that I would go around talking about other people or their business with my BAs. That's just not how I run my business. But I replied and said, she mentioned she's starting her own thing, but never told me what the products were. I kind of tried to keep it short, didn't really know what to say to her. She put a laughing face. I said, will she be working with us still, or is she starting a whole brand? She said, she's starting her own brand of gels, so no. Mind you, this is the lady that has continuously told us that she's always wanting the best for us and wants us to do our own thing. So she says, I respond, you can read that here. She says, I don't know, gonna look weird coming out with the same things as us a few weeks after us, lol. To me, that didn't come off as very supportive. It also didn't come off as very appropriate to be having a conversation like that with your technical employee. But once again, this is all a pattern that we're forming here, right? So we've had multiple instances of her not truly being as supportive as she says she is, and not truly standing by her own standards that she sets for other people. She's telling us one thing, she does another, or says another in other instances. It feels very much like I need to read in between the lines with this person to truly see what they actually want, because they're telling me one thing and doing another. She would say she supports everyone, wants to be positive, and wants everyone to win, but meanwhile she's sending me things, and this is just me. Imagine what she's sending and saying to everyone. On September 14th, she had sent me another brand that came out with a product that was basically the same as hers. I understand where that can be kind of annoying, but still not really appropriate to be sending that to your basically employees after telling them you want to be positive and not talk about other brands, yet you're quite literally doing exactly that. There had even been other times when she would tell me that she had worked with other brands and they didn't send her money, which I found was really interesting, because once again, this is showing me that you are going to other people to talk about this but not actually addressing the problem with the person, which is not how I handle business. But that also made me really uncomfortable. So I thought it was extremely weird that she was telling me this information instead of relaying it to the person. I firmly believe, like, if you have an issue, you can just go address it with that person, and if you guys are two level-headed people, it shouldn't be that hard to figure it out, especially in business. Like, that is such an important thing to know in business, and clearly that's not the way that she's running her ship. On October 11th, now we're at October 11th of 2023, she sends me an acrylic supplier recommendation via text. Mind you, I've had multiple instances where I've kind of been shown maybe I shouldn't 100% trust this person. So I go against her recommendation. I send her my gratitude. I say thank you so much. I was really appreciative that she was trying to share information with me, but part of me just knew maybe I shouldn't trust this person, because if I were to go with the acrylic supplier recommendation that she had given me, then she knows my information and can go tell other people, and I've already been shown that she's done that to other people with me. So it just didn't make sense for me. I knew maybe I shouldn't do that. I felt like maybe she would use it as leverage, if that makes sense. But I also want to mention that around that time, October 19th to be exact, she mentioned to me that if I get busy with my brand at any time, she has no problem with me doing fewer posts per month. She wanted to kind of like work with me on that because she knows it can get really busy and she doesn't want me to feel overwhelmed. Those are her words. I really appreciated that. I thought, wow, this is so cool. I have this kind of like transitional period where I can work on my own brand. If this person knows I'm coming out with a brand, it's no products that compete with her, so there really shouldn't be any issues. And I can also work with her at the same time, so supporting both and having a smooth transition, you know, instead of just jumping from one thing to the next with no backup plan. Like, I can work and start my brand. So I was really appreciative of that. But the next month, I decided to take her up on that offer. Things were getting really, really busy, and I was like, you know what? Maybe it is time that I take a little bit of a step back and just do a couple less posts per month for her brand. I feel like I was drowning in content, you guys. I was creating 18 posts per month for her brand. That's not including what I needed to do for my own brand to get everything set up and ready, my website, all of that, and then even my own content. So here's the message of me saying, good morning. I would like to see if I could start doing less posts per month. I don't want to be rushing them either. And lately it's been hard to keep up and still do my own content too. I want to make sure everything I'm putting out is good. And that's truly how I felt at the time. She said yes, 100%, like she's gonna break it all down. And so we came to that agreement, right? And this was something she had offered to me, so I felt comfortable taking her up on that offer. Around that time, because remember this was around like November, they had a whole group that went to horror nights. I didn't attend. Basically, during that time, I had one of my friends come to me and say like, congratulations on starting your brand. And I was like, what? Like, I hadn't told anybody. I hadn't told a single soul on the internet. I hadn't told even my closest nail friends. I had not told a peep. Nothing. Nada. Like, I was keeping it to myself, because when you're launching something, dates can just get changed. Things can fall through. Like, you don't want to be like speaking about things and then them not happen, and now you have to like backtrack, you know what I mean? The only people that knew was literally my boyfriend and my little brother, and they're not chronically online, so nobody should know about this. I was like, what? She was like, yeah, this person, the owner of the brand, told me at premiere. or at Horror Nights, I'm sorry. And I said, what? Like, and get this, she also made sure to mention that she helped me start this brand and sent her recommendations my way. How sweet. How sweet. Isn't that so nice? So basically she's telling this person my information, my business, when I'm not around, and also making sure to take the credit. And I was like, thank you, intuition, because I literally had a feeling that this was gonna happen. I also finally came to the point where I was ready to tell friends of mine that I was launching a brand. I went to one of my nearest and dearest friends in the industry. I tell her, guess what? And we're on a FaceTime call, by the way. Guess what? I'm starting my own brand. To my surprise, she is not shocked because she also heard this information from a little birdie that decided to tell everybody my business. Now, once again, this is all just going further into the fact that I can't trust this person. This person says one thing, does another. I'm noticing the patterns, you guys. I'm noticing the patterns finally, and my eyes are opening to what is truly happening here. Not only that, but I'm also realizing that maybe when this person is saying and doing nice things, even maybe posting nice things, maybe they're not to be nice, but only to seem nice and to seem like a good person, because you're going around boasting about how you helped me start a brand by sending me an acrylic supplier off Alibaba, which, I mean, let me not be ungrateful. But I also want to say that this is when things are starting to click, you know what I mean? So the day of my announcement comes, that I'm announcing my brand is going to be starting on social media. I make a post saying, surprise everyone, I'm starting an acrylic line. I'm really excited. I'm like riding on this high, you guys. Like when I posted this, the love was overwhelming. I was thrilled. Felt so supportive and embraced and loved by everyone in my community. To my surprise, this person that runs the brand I work with, she shares my post on her story. I'm thinking, yay, everything's going well. And then in sets the retaliation. The text I get, this is on January 8th, the day that I say that I'm announcing my brand. I get the text, instead of a hi, hey, congrats. Honestly, you don't even have to congratulate me. Just keep your words to yourself if they're not positive, because this is like, I'm like so happy and excited, right? And here she comes. She says, after this month, are you going to want to focus on your brand only? I think it would be best for you. Mind you, we've already had a conversation about how this transition would go with me taking less and less posts per month. And that was the agreement I felt that we were on. So this text caught me by surprise. My heart instantly sank. My day went from being the most exciting day that I've had in a long time to now being an, oh my God, am I going to lose my job because I'm doing my own thing or chasing my dreams? Like, it felt more, in my opinion, like a threat than a genuine question. It says, don't want you to feel obligated to create video content while trying to grow your brand. I know how busy it gets. Which to me feels like a cover-up for the first two text messages, but maybe that's just me. I say, hi, I was relying on this income because I don't know how this will all go right away since it's my first time doing all of this. I don't know how fast it's going to take off. Things may change quickly, but I'm not sure. I understand if you feel it's not a good fit or if it doesn't work for you. So I'm letting her know, like, I completely respect, you know, you coming from a business standpoint. I had this agreement and understanding in my mind, but if you didn't, that's okay. She says, okay, I don't want you feeling pressured to create while growing your own business as well. There are a lot of people that want to be doing what you're doing and growing with the brand, ... Which felt to me like you can be replaced here, you know what I mean? So it felt like you're walking on thin ice. That's what that felt like to me. I just want to make sure we're on the same page and this is what you want to do, which I thought we were on the same page because we had a conversation about this, right? You are a big face of the brand now, and for you to eventually just stop working with us, I would just like a heads up ahead of time. This whole heavy conversation is being had on a day where I should be excited. And not only that, but take that out of the question. We have already communicated about this, and we already had an agreement and understanding, to my understanding, and I have the screenshots to prove that. I said, of course, I didn't plan on leaving without communicating with you. That's not how I do things. Are you referring to my position as a BA or content? She says, either, but mainly content. It's a lot to invest in someone for this position when you have plans of your own brand, which I think is amazing. Do you? But also I have to look at it from a business aspect as well. Hope that makes sense. I said, okay, I was under the impression that as long as I'm making the content in time, everything is good as far as me having my own brand. If things have changed for you, please let me know. She says, no, not at all. So she's saying nothing has changed, but do you kind of see what I'm saying here? Like, if nothing's changed, then we've already had this conversation, and then there shouldn't even be another one because we've already had this conversation. So I said, okay, please just give me a heads up if things change for you, because that is my main source of income at the moment. This has been a topic of conversation multiple times, which is a bit concerning, but I can assure you that I will communicate when or if I am planning on fully leaving the team. My plan was to do less and less posts as things take off, as we had talked about a few times before. She thumbs up the message and no response, because I feel like she probably didn't know what to say, because I'm fully addressing things as they come and, you know, kind of like calling her on it, if that makes sense. Okay, so now it is December 12th, 2023. She mentions in the group chat that she doubts that we can have more than 15 or 16 people come, referring to Premiere. Premiere was in June, so it was right around the corner. Everybody was planning. I say in the group chat, because all the girlies are fighting for their spot. They were like, I'm going, and I'm just like, if there's not enough spots, I'm not going to sit here and fight for a position. So I just say in the group chat, I'm not going, you guys, like, someone else can have my spot. Not only that, I also want to mention that we had just had that weird kind of like heated conversation where I felt like I was on like rocky water in a sense, and to me, I'm thinking, you know, June is like a few months down the line, and am I going to be in a position, it was like what, 6 months away, I'm like, am I still going to be in a position with this brand? Like, I'm starting to feel like my position is fragile here. So am I still going to be in a good spot to where going to Premiere is a good idea? Like, I don't know, and I don't want to take those chances. So I'm like, I would rather just say I'm not going, because I don't want to take anyone else's position and then things get weird and then me not go anyways and have taken someone else's spot. So basically I say I'm not going, and she messages me immediately and is like, and she says, hey, you're not coming? I said, probably not, it's a lot. She says, okay, I'll probably stop the collab videos next month and just do content paid videos instead. Same amount if that's what you end up wanting. So I'm like, I'm getting a little confused, because she had mentioned already that like I'm a huge face of the brand, and she feels like, you know, someone else could basically take my position and all of these things. Now that I'm saying I'm not going to Premiere, this felt like a punishment in my opinion. She's like, okay, well, we're not going to do as many collabs this month. That's her response to me not coming to Premiere. Call me crazy, but I just felt like that response was like a little bit weird. Like, this isn't like a friend, you know what I mean? Like, you can clearly see that we are not like friends. We're business associates at best in this conversation. So I told her our last conversation left me feeling a bit unsure about what position I'll be in at the time, by the time Premiere comes, honestly, but I do hope you guys have a blast as always. I said, okay, sounds good, thank you. As I said before, I'm more of a straightforward person, especially when it comes to things like this. I feel like a lot of things can be resolved by just being honest, being transparent, and forthcoming with information. And so that's exactly what I did. I told her exactly why I may not want to go to Premiere and why it might not be a good idea for me. She then comes up with an excuse, in my opinion, of why the collabs will be harder to line up, because posting certain days and blah blah blah. You can read that. I took that with a grain of salt, because I feel like I knew the true reason why my collabs were being limited, and that was because I'm not fighting for a spot to go to Premiere like she wanted everybody to do. She had said, I hope that convo didn't come off as me not wanting to work with you, because that's not what I intended at all. Text can sound weird if you're not talking. Honestly, I don't think tone would have changed anything in that conversation. I think you said exactly what you wanted to say, and it is what it is, babe. Just, you know, be honest. So I said, I totally understand, and I get that you're wearing many hats running a huge business, and so you have to try to plan accordingly. I think sometimes these transition periods can be awkward, and we're both just doing our best to navigate it. I appreciate you working with me through all this, and I'll do my best to be helpful and supportive. I don't ever want you to think that I just started my own thing and now I don't care about you or the team at all, because I do. Because I was still 100% putting in all of my effort into that brand, you guys. Like, I was literally killing myself. Ooh, sorry. I was literally killing myself to create this content for her, and I'm really doing my best. If I didn't care, I wouldn't have been doing all that. And I wouldn't have been, you know, sticking around, because things were hard, you guys. Like, as you can see, there was a lot of times where I was made to feel not so great in my position. And this isn't counting all of them either. There's so many that it would take me a month to go back through and find all of the instances in which I was made to feel a certain way. So she then opens up to me. I've had a bad situation lately. I always support people trying to do their own thing. Do you? Because I've already seen multiple instances where you're not very supportive of people trying to do their own thing, including myself. You know, when you are the week after I launched my product launch, going on live, promoting other brands' acrylics that you never seemed to care about before, which is really interesting to me. But let me not get sidetracked. She says, I don't do drama and I wish everyone the best. Anyone who knows this person knows they do drama. They love drama. This is a person that has been in so much internet drama. I can't even count all of them. And now with myself included, which is honestly so embarrassing to be added to the list. After premiere, so this is like flash forward the 6 months they had planned, they had gone, I did not attend. A brand hit me up asking if I'd be open to collaborate with them in some way. I didn't know who the person was. Like, I had never heard of the brand. I had like briefly seen them in things, but the person who messaged me wasn't going by the brand name. It was like their own personal account. So when they had reached out to me, I sent it to the chat, and we had like a huge group chat of girls, you know, so like we're always trying to kind of help each other out in different things. So I had sent it to the chat, and I had said something along the lines of like, does anybody know who this is? Like, this person hit me up, like, are they cool? Like, who is this? Basically, apparently, the brand owner for the brand I was working with was a little pissed that they reached out to me. So this has been not one, not two, not three, but multiple instances already, just in this timeline of events, of situations where I could have been working with other brands, but was continually made to feel like maybe I shouldn't. Because as she said, people who are working exclusively with her will continue to see the most opportunities. And not only that, but there's been multiple times when I've been made to feel like, no, she doesn't actually like these other brands. Like, she can say what she wants online, and she can say what she wants to us, but we are seeing a different pattern in behavior, okay? She said it really bothered her, and she asked my permission to reach out to the brand and communicate with them about it. Girl, that's on you. That is not my business. I was like, yeah, I don't mind. Like, first of all, I don't know these people. Like I said, I barely even knew who they were. I had to ask a group of people who this person was reaching out to me. So I'm like, girl, you do you. So it bothered her enough that she had to go have a conversation. Anyways, I'll just let you take that for what it is. I had also at this time been noticing a lot of her mean behavior, and I had seen little things like here and there, but sometimes it was like people being mean to her and her being mean back. So it's like one thing, but there had been a lot more surfacing that I have noticed and I have seen of her commenting on people's stuff, bullying them, talking crap to other people, and then those people in turn will go post subliminals on their story about the situation that they know absolutely nothing about, that they're hearing one side of. And I know because this has happened to me. So I'm starting to get really uncomfortable here, because I'm like, I'm noticing these patterns, I'm seeing this behavior, I'm being associated with it, and I'm noticing that like people are kind of keeping their distance. Like, I've seen people where I can tell they're iffy about me, and I don't know why, because I'm not like a scary mean person, but it was all starting to click. Like, You are who you hang out with. These people are seeing her act a certain way and they're starting to think I'm like that, and I'm not. There had even been instances where this person would copy other people, but because she has the larger following, she would get the credit for it, and then people would bully the other person she copied, including herself. She would even bully the other person she copied into thinking that they copied her. Like, I have proof of that, and I'm gonna upload the screenshots right here so that you guys can see. Time stamped and dated. At this point, she had been posting subliminals on her story. I'll post the subliminal that she had posted on her story. I already knew who this was about, and if I'm being honest, this was me being a little bit petty. I said who, because I knew she's sitting here posting subliminals on her story, but this person would never go speak to the other person directly. And I know that because I've seen it time and time again with the conversations she's had with myself. So she said, I don't do drama. I just want them to know that I know. It's a sad situation. In my opinion, that's 100% doing drama, babe. That's the exact definition. You're doing the drama. I'm sorry, but you are. So I said, why post subliminal messages that I think that stirs it up? No, because I'm like, girl, this is like getting embarrassing. Like, we're having to see this, and not to mention, you know, her and her millions of followers versus like other people. It does get to be bullying, you guys. Like, it really does. If you're posting something on your story for 1 million people to see, and then all these people are pinpointing who it's about and they're going and sending that person hate, you are cultivating an environment for hate and for bullying, and you are a bully. You are a bully. She said, it's no one's business but theirs and mine. You just made it everybody's business. First of all, people need to keep my name out of their mouth. I said, yeah, just a lot of people see that and maybe question. I don't know, not my business. You're right. She starts talking about, should I post the jasmine or the stitch? Like, talking about a nail set. Like, girl, it's giving, I don't know, it's a little weird. But I basically just said, I have to say, it makes me uncomfortable seeing those types of posts about drama. I hope you don't take that the wrong way, but just another perspective as to how it makes other people feel that work under you, because 100% I was very uncomfortable. I don't like drama at all. It's your page, but I'm sure I'm not the only one. I would hope a friend would tell me the same if I was you, because at that point it's like you're doing more harm than good to yourself. And honestly, I try not to post things like that online. Like I said, even doing this video has taken me processing these emotions and realizing that it's okay for me to stand up for myself, because it has been brought to the public and it's beyond my control at that point. So I just want to say, like, this is all to say that there's been multiple times that what she did made me uncomfortable, and I had made it known to her multiple times. She says, I'll delete it and hope one day keep everything I know on my end until I have to say something about it. And you know, this conversation goes on and you can read whatever. Basically, she had said that this person had restricted her account and made her look like she wasn't, you know, interacting with their stuff and not being supportive. And let me just say this, if you are on Instagram, which I know all of you are, when you restrict somebody, yes, it makes it to where other people can't see that they're commenting on your post, but the main reason you would restrict somebody was because before I don't know if it was before the muting settings happened, like, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I had a lot of people restricted because I didn't want to see their shit. Like, I didn't want to see their negativity, but I also didn't want to stir up the drama that unfollowing causes, because we're in a weird environment where social media, people think if you unfollow them that you hate them, and it's all this drama and beef, especially when you're working closely with people. Unfortunately, you just shut up and either take it and see what they're posting, or you can restrict them, or now you can mute them, which, like I said, I don't think that was an option at the time, but maybe I'm wrong. I'm not an Instagram guru. I just know that I myself had a lot of people restricted. So I made that known to her. I said, maybe it's not to make you look bad, because I think a lot of people, and specifically this person, is hyper obsessed with making every situation about herself, when truly maybe it has nothing to do with you, and maybe the other person is just protecting their own peace. Like, please get your head out of your own ass. You never know people's reasonings. This is what I said. and the way they act. I have a lot of people restricted, but it's because I don't want the drama of unfollowing them, and honestly, their posts aren't good for my mental health. That's just the truth of it. So she's saying all this, but she's constantly posting negativity. Like I said, I uploaded the screenshots of a lot of the things that she said, and it's like, girl, I want to restrict you too, because I don't want to see this either. There were times when she would be posting subliminals and I'm like, is this about me? Because I don't know, like, she's not going to come to me and speak to me about these things. That's not the way she handles things, and I've been shown that multiple times. So in this situation, it's like, you'd rather just not see it, right? It's like, I don't know how that makes someone else the bad guy, but that's just my own opinion. Again, this would make me extremely uncomfortable because I was getting like grouped into this environment of hate, and people were speculating and trying to see who's on whose side and what's going on, and it's so not the type of person that I am. Like, I take things for what they are in my experience. I don't see this and then, you know, gang up and hate on somebody and start like posting shit about them. That's just not what I do. After that entire situation with the whole premiere thing and, you know, me not going and yada yada, I just honestly just kept my head down and just did my work. I realized that me and this person have major differences. It is what it is. Sometimes that's just what it is with people that you work with, and I don't agree with everything she does. I'm gonna do my work, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut, and I'm just gonna get through it, you guys. At the end of the day, this is a job. This is something I do for work. Love it or hate it, I have to make money. I have to support myself. I have to support the people I love. I have to pay my rent. So that's just what it was, and I just continued on with that, and knowing that I'm doing my part in spreading positivity on my end. Like, I can't control other people, I can only control myself. So that's exactly what I did for the next few months. Now we are fast forward to the month of August 14th, 2024. Last month I had a lot of family emergencies happen. This is no excuse, but I feel the need to explain because this is exactly why I texted her. Like I said, I'm very good at communicating what I need and what's going on in my life and my work and all of that type of stuff. So typically the way that my content would go would be by the 16th of the month, which is my first payday of the month, I would have maybe like 4 videos to maybe half of the videos done, anywhere in that range. Whatever I had done is what I would be paid for on the 16th. The other half of those videos I would complete from the 16th to the last day of the month, being the 30th or the 31st. Then I would be paid on that day. So because of all these family emergencies, and I'm talking we had maybe 3 or 4 in 1 week, I'd let her know on the 14th of August that, hey, I don't have any videos in the drive yet. I know that, you know, the first pay date of this month is 2 days away. I'll have them in there by then. My apologies that it is kind of last minute. I've had a lot going on. So I communicated that with her. I also just want to mention that I'm bringing this up because I want you to see how she tends to bring these things to attention at the most inconvenient times and is not very empathetic when it comes to other people's problems or lives. I think she's extremely out of touch, but maybe that's just me. A few days later, on the pay date of that month, which would be August 31st, she texted me at 6:21 a.m. my time. Her time is different. She let me know that there will be a change in the amount of collabs to 1 this month to catch up and also budget for our marketing for this launch. I'll update later today. I want to remind you, this is a person that says she's a millionaire. Me, being the type of person I am, I'm not happy with this because you're giving me very little notice, and I'm not going to just roll over and take it. But I also understand that this is within her right, because unfortunately I trusted her. I don't know if you remember a few screenshots ago her saying, I won't screw you over. I believed her, unfortunately, but that didn't seem to be the case. So I let her know, hi, okay, thank you for sending the payment. Okay, I'd love to know more ASAP because this is my income and I need to know that how that is going to affect my pay this month moving forward so I can plan accordingly. She said there will be 6 videos, 1 collab of $400 removed. So I'm getting $400 pay cut for the month. So I said, okay. I definitely wish I had more notice. As I said, this is my income and $400 being cut is a lot. Thanks for letting me know. She said, these are bonus opportunities I'm offering you monthly that not everyone gets to get paid for content creation on top of being an affiliate. Let me remind you, this was not paid bonus opportunities, my love. This was a full-time content creator position. Your words, let me reinsert the screenshot. Full-time, her words, highlighted, dated, my love. So she said, there will be times where I need to adjust the amount of content you get sent per month. I've been more than flexible working around your busy schedule and already adjusting to do less videos when you requested a change. I even offered and decided to up the pay on some of those less amount of videos when you asked to do less, so I could accommodate you not being able to complete the requested amount of videos because you're building your brand. It's not that I wasn't able to complete the requested amount of videos. We had an agreement, time-stamped and dated, and I was following that agreement. I had been nothing but communicative. Is that a word? Am I even saying it right? And always got my work done on time. So with that being said, once again, I recognize that I can't change her mind. So I said, I definitely understand, but that isn't how this opportunity started, and we have discussed it at lengths. This did not start as bonus opportunities, and if you look back on our messages, you can clearly see this was a full-time position. Over time, adjustments that have been made, I think I just meant to say adjustments have been made, but with no contract in place, I'm in a vulnerable position in trusting you that you will not cut my pay. She says, okay, if this isn't going to work for you, that's okay. I'm allowing you to post and grow your brand. First of all, you're not allowing me to do anything. I'm a grown woman and I will do as I please. But with that being said, this was an agreement. We did discuss it at length. So you were not being blindsided. You weren't just like letting me get one over on you and being kind about it. That's not what was happening here. And you know, in this video, you can very clearly see that. She says, if that's not enough, I'm sorry. I'm telling you there's one less video ahead of next month, so you can plan accordingly. I also want to remind you guys, because she later on went to tell other people, my business once again, that she gave me a 30 days notice. That is not the truth. My first payday would have been on the 16th of this month. So that $400 would have started affecting me on the 16th. Let me just make that known and make that very clear. So I said, Dev, I don't think you are understanding. I don't do this just as a hobby. This is how I eat and how I pay my bills. There have been multiple times that you have made my position feel fragile and have made me question if I will be able to pay my bills with the income I'm expecting from you, such as the day of my launch when you claimed you think it's best I do my own thing. I'm sorry you cannot seem to see it from my perspective, as you don't have to rely on others to pay your bills, but unfortunately, that is not my circumstance at the moment. Thank you for letting me know. I was closing off that conversation because at this point I was no longer willing to argue. I understood I was not changing her mind. That's completely okay. I said my piece, and we could have ended it at that. She said, I didn't claim it's best you do your own thing, and I never lessened your pay ever. But she was this month. In fact, I raised it with less content. No, she didn't raise it. She did keep it the same and let me do fewer posts for, I think, a couple of the months. I will say that. But she did not raise it. And she did claim that. I actually do have the proof of that. Yeah. I do believe you have your own brand and you're growing as income, correct? So this kind of felt like a shot to me. Like she was throwing shots because like, you're basically just saying like your brand should be making you enough where this shouldn't matter to you, which I think is really insulting because like anybody else who's starting something, you know how hard it can be and it could take a while to get off the ground. And I have no shame in saying that. Like I'm very transparent with these types of things because I hate that so many people make it seem so easy and then we compare ourselves and then we think we're the problem when that's not the case. Let me tell you, babe, it's hard. I started this in January. My brand cannot fully support me at this exact moment. So that's just the reality of the situation, okay? She said, I said that because I didn't want you feeling as if you were tied to working with me while trying to manage and grow your business because I know personally how that is. Sorry if you took it as me saying you shouldn't work with us. She said, when are the other multiple times that I made your position feel fragile? I do believe I sent you an acrylic supplier recommendation to start your own business. I've done nothing but try to help you out. Okay. I said, my brand is so small, Dev. It started in January. I'm paying for it all on my own. It is not a huge brand bringing in money. I'm less than a year in. I also want to remind you that I did leave another brand to work with you. You offered to pay me more than they were. Unfortunately, I trusted you, or I would still have that opportunity. I am not here to break it all down for you if you do not have the self-awareness to realize the way you speak to others. I then replied to her comment about, sending me the acrylic supplier recommendation. I said, LOL. She said, what's funny? I said, are you trying to rub it in my face? That's what's funny. She said, no, absolutely not. Which, I mean, anybody who has a couple brain cells can see, like, what was your other intention with that? It doesn't really make sense, but, she was trying to rub it in my face. She said, you're acting like I've done something wrong and made you feel fragile when getting paid more than anyone on the team, and that's not enough for you. So she's trying to make me seem like I'm ungrateful in this situation, but that's just not what this was. Like, this entire situation is not her doing me a favor. She asked me to leave another brand to work with her full time, okay? This was a mutually beneficial relationship until it wasn't. And that was at this moment when I started to decide maybe I should take off. I said, you have multiple times brought up things that have made me feel that way, yes. And I voiced that concern in the past to you as well. She said, it's not an ongoing pay cut. And she started to like double back. This is where it's really interesting because this is something that she also had a pattern of doing. If you cannot be flexible moving forward, please let me know. And I said, I don't believe that was clear about the, this isn't ongoing. But regardless, it's 1 month. I still have bills. The way you have handled this is actually so wild to me. Even bringing up that you sent me one distributor from Alibaba, I'm so uncomfortable at this point. She said, it's okay. If it's an issue, we can just keep the video. I don't want you to be in a bad position. And this is like after she's already insulted my brand, after she has already mentioned the fact that she helped me start this to multiple people, which is not true at all whatsoever, and also has mentioned to me that, oh wait, didn't I send you an acrylic supplier? Okay, so her trying to double back wasn't enough for me. Like, I would have needed an apology, if not more at this point, for me to even believe that we could be on the same page with this. Clearly, there's been many times in my position with her that I've felt uncomfortable. I've voiced it to her. I've had multiple issues. I have not felt supported in running my brand. I have, if anything, felt sabotaged by this person, because even on the date of my launch of my brand, I went live on TikTok. She decided to go live on TikTok at the exact same moment as me, taking all of my viewers. And I know she did it on purpose because she watched my story saying that I would be going on live on TikTok. So, and it's not the only time she's done things like this. She's done things like this to multiple other people that I know. And I, like I said, I'm keeping my mouth shut about a lot of it because I don't want to speak for other people and put them in weird positions. But there are so many things that have not been said and won't even be said in this video. At this point, I came to terms with the fact I can't do this anymore. I'm not only embarrassed by the way this woman behaves as a grown adult running a company, and I'm not only ashamed of working under her because I do not stand for the way that she treats other people and the situations she's put myself and other people that work under her in, but now I'm not being valued as an employee either. And honestly, why would I stay? Like, it doesn't make any sense. So I responded to her and I said, I think it's best I don't work with you anymore. The trust and respect is gone. I feel super uncomfortable with the way you handle situations, and me working under you unfortunately makes that a reflection of me and what I stand for, and it absolutely is not. If you'd still like to post the 2 videos as collabs, because I did have 2 videos that were still planning to be posted as collabs when I was sending this message, I'm still okay with that, as I would like to follow through on my word and commitments regardless of if there's a contract, because that's just who I am as a person. Please let me know what works best for you. She said, okay, no problem. That's totally up to you if you'd like to post as a collab or not. I don't want to leave you hanging. So if you change your mind, I'm here for you. Maybe a phone call can be better than texting. Absolutely not. I said, no, thanks. I said, no, that's okay, but thanks. Wishing you the best. Let me make it clear. I am in no way, shape, or form an idiot. And I will not get on a phone call with somebody so I can have zero proof of what is said to me when I do not trust this person. And I've actually, unfortunately, seen this person do that to others and then lie about the conversation that was had. And it's just he said, she said at that point, because there is no, you know, screenshots or whatever. And that's just not going to happen to me. I'm also not going to be gaslit, or you're not going to do the runaround thing where you like backtrack, because I, my love, am emotionally intelligent and I see it. So that just wasn't something that was going to happen to me. But thanks for the offer. So I also wanted to say one more time that I fully understand that it is within her right to take away paid collabs or change our agreement in any way, shape, or form with no notice, because of the fact I did not have a contract in place, okay? Unfortunately, I did trust her. When this all started, I didn't see things for what it was, and unfortunately that's gotten me in my own trouble along the way. But with that being said, learn from me, you guys. Please always have a contract in place, because if not, things like this can happen to you. I've seen this happen to other people that I'm friends with multiple times with multiple brands, and it's a continuing issue. So always, always, always have a contract in place for yourself and for the sake of other people. It's just the best thing to do. It's all written out, and there can be no misunderstandings because you guys have both, you know, sat down and had this in writing. Basically, that's everything I'm going to talk about in this video. I want to say that you can read everything. You can see the screenshots. You can create your own narrative and your own perception as to what has happened. You can call me mean. You can do whatever the hell you want, to be honest with you. I'm not here to convince everybody. I'm not here to convince anybody, actually. But I am here to just speak on what happened and the truth of the matter, because like I said, this person, I don't know if she's going around telling people, because that's a pattern, another pattern of hers. But I have been seeing a lot of people post things about me. I want to say it is bullying. You guys are bullies if you're doing that. Do not do that on my behalf either, because I don't fucking like that shit, okay? Like, please, if you are here to support me, just send love my way instead of sending hate the other person's way. I think that's a lot more powerful, and I don't want to be, you know, turning into the monster that I'm trying to defeat, you guys. Like, that's just not what I want to do here. For anyone who does care, thank you guys, and I love you. I want to like also say that this has been really fucking hard for me, okay? Like, this situation and me quitting, as much as it's been really freeing, I also want to make it abundantly clear that I lost my job that day standing up for what I think is right and standing up for myself. So as much as like that's amazing and great, and I feel proud of myself for that, and I feel proud of myself for sitting here and speaking my truth, I also want to say I lost my income for this. So it's not like, it's not just about internet drama. Like, this is also, I gave myself a month to figure out how I'm gonna pay my rent. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, and that's not to say like poor me, my life's so hard. It's just to like really make the reality of the situation sink in, of how this is real life. I think I'm done yapping. I don't even know if I'm gonna upload this. I guess we'll see once I edit it how I feel. But once again, thanks for listening, and if you've been rocking with me, let's just keep doing us, you guys. Like, literally, I feel like my entire community is so nice and fucking kind, and like getting swept up into all this has just made me 10 times more appreciative for that, because I don't have to deal with this on a day-to-day basis. Like the girls in my corner, they're fucking nice, they're kind, and they have good hearts, and they don't bully people on the internet. So okay, anyways, I think I'm done now. I love you guys. Yeah. Okay, love you.